Hey everybody, Jay here at LockN Lube, and today we're going to talk to you about the LockNLube Value Pack and the choices you can make to build your own. So to start, what's included with every value pack is a grease gun of your choice, a barrel cap, an inline hose swivel, a tube of Paragon 3000 grease, of course the LockN Lube grease coupler, and a spare rebuild kit. Now to start, let's talk about the barrel cap. We offer these in 5 different colors. And the way these work is they go on the bottom of the barrel of your grease gun. The reason for that is they're going to cover up this follower rod and they're going to prevent drips and leaks. So if you're in a hot climate, if you got an old tube of grease in there, if you're buying cheap grease and you've got leaks out the bottom, this is going to keep your truck or your toolbox clean. Now, it also doubles as a priming bulb. So if you're putting in a new cartridge of grease, what you can do is put this on and put it on loosely, and when you're priming your grease gun, you give this a squeeze and it's going to help move that grease up and into the hose. And then once the grease gun's primed, you can push it all the way up. Now, when these are new and when your grease gun's new, you may want to put just a little bit of grease on there to help get it on the first time. So just around the rim there, apply a little bit of grease, and then you should have no problem putting that on. So right there, it's on. You can use it as a priming bulb like I mentioned, and then when you're done, push it all the way up, and that's going to keep it nice and clean. Lastly, you can use these if you've got this multiple of the same grease gun, but you've got different greases in each. These are a great way to distinguish what grease is in what gun. Next, I'm going to talk about the LockN Lube swivel. Now this inline hose swivel, we install it always at the base end of the hose. The reason for that is with the coupler, you care where your thumb is. You care where that is. You may want to get it in different fittings. And the swivel allows you to rotate the coupler and rotate the thumb lever without actually rotating your grease gun. Now, you can install it behind the coupler if you want. It's going to give exactly the same functionality, but it is going to add, an extra inch or two of solid metal behind it. So that's why we put it on the base end of the hose. Now, when it comes to grease, the Paragon 3000 is the most versatile multi-purpose grease that we've found. Works great in high temperatures. Pumps well in a manual gun down to -5 Fahrenheit. Works great in wet environments as well. So we include a tube of this with every value pack as well. Now on to the big decision, which grease gun do you want to buy with your value pack? We'll start with the LockN Lube 152. This is our pistol grip gun. It's going to put out about 7,500 PSI and deliver an ounce of grease in about 40 strokes. Now with every LockN Lube grease gun, you're going to get our patent-pending loop and lock design. What this allows you to do is take your coupler, and when you're not greasing, you can store it on that inert Zerk fitting. Now that means it's not going to leak, it's not going to come off, and it's going to give you an easy way to store or carry your grease gun without worrying about grease getting in all over your truck or dirt getting into your grease. It's going to keep everything nice and clean. That plus the barrel cap makes this a very clean unit. Now, if you like the pistol grip gun, but you're looking for a volume and a pressure mode, we do offer the Alamite 555. Now this grease gun in the top mode is going to deliver what they call volume mode. That's going to make this closer to a lever grip gun in terms of how much grease it puts out. You're going to get an ounce of grease in about 30 strokes. Now down here you go into pressure mode. That's going to bump you up to about 7,500 PSI, similar to what you're going to get from the LockN Lube model. Now we do include a swivel with this gun, as well as our coupler, but you're not going to have the loop and lock feature on this. When you go to load it, you just pull out the follower rod and pull it off to the side, which is the same way that our pistol grip gun works as well. Now, onto the lever models. We'll start with the LNL 151. This is the LockN Lube lever gun. 10,000 PSI, an ounce of grease, and 30 strokes. You've also got your loop and lock design up top to store or carry this. The other thing to note is that with the LockN Lube grease guns, you're going to get a 20-inch hose. Now this is the longest hose offered on any out-of-the-box manual grease gun. You'll notice that the Alamite guns are a little bit shorter, others come as short as 12 inches, but we want to make sure that you've got a really nice, high-quality hose, a lot of length, and that's going to be standard on both models. Now you've got a bleeder valve for loading, you've got a bulk loader port if you want it, and I think it puts out about 10,000 PSI. I know it does because we've tested it. Lastly, we got the Alamite gun. Now the Alamite gun's also going to put out 10,000 PSI, also got a bulk loader port and a bleeder valve. It's also going to put out about the same amount of grease, an ounce in about 30 strokes. You're not going to get the loop and lock, although we will include a swivel. The main difference between these two is that the Alamite 500, when you're loading that cartridge, and you take this off, you're going to pull out the follower rod and pull it off to the side. Now, you've seen that we run a little bit of grease through this one already. Now with the LockN Lube gun, the current model of this uses a tab. So you pull out the follower rod the same way, but it's going to lock in place without having to be pulled off to the side. So whether you come out halfway or all the way, that's going to stay in place. And then with this tab, simply push that down and the follower rod returns to its full position. There you have it. When you're picking your value pack, you're going to get to choose your grease gun, you're going to get to choose the color of your barrel cap, and you know that every one is going to come with a tube of Paragon 3000. You're going to get that inline hose swivel, you're going to get the LockN Lube coupler, and you're going to get the spare rebuild kit. Thanks for watching.